let me just ask this question. How was your sleep before you started working with me?
Oh, it was absolutely terrible. And I had struggled for a really, really long time, like probably close to 8 or 9 years. I would have very broken sleep. I would constantly wake through the night, and I would never get into a deep sleep. It was always really, really light sleep, and any little noise or movement, and I would be wide awake. I couldn't get into a really deep sleep or a long sleep. I'd probably sleep for a couple of hours and then I'd be awake and I might then doze on and off, but I never would go into a really good sleep.
Okay, yeah. Now that we've worked together, what happens and how is the sleep now?
It's completely transformed. Actually, it's kind of changed so much that once the bar's been lifted, I now want more and more better sleep. So instead of waking up every couple of hours, I'm getting a much longer, probably 5 to 6 hours of really good sleep before I wake up. And I'm also, a lot of the time I can wake up, but whereas before I would wake right up and I'd be watching Netflix or reading a book or doing something, now I kind of am aware that I'm awake but can often go back to sleep. And also I've found that I'm getting deeper sections of sleep. While I'm still not a very deep sleeper, I'm getting longer periods where I think I am getting into a deeper sleep. So now I want to sleep 10 hours and sleep really deeply. But compared to where I was before, it's been absolutely life-changing. I am now able to function a lot better during the day, and I'm actually getting up at 5:15 and going to do Pilates classes, which I was never able to do before because I would be just so exhausted and constantly tired. And even though I wasn't sleeping, I wanted to stay in bed for longer and longer because I felt like I needed more and more sleep because I just wasn't getting any. Whereas now I'm actually feeling like I've gotten some sleep and can get up and really do things.
Yes, of course. And you are a mom of, do you have 2 children?
2 children, 9 and nearly 12.
Oh.
And my youngest was the one that didn't sleep very well when she was a baby, which interrupted my sleep pattern.
Okay, so since you had your youngest one, you lost your sleep.
That's right, yeah. She didn't sleep. She only slept 4 hours in a 24-hour period from the day she was born. And then she had some health issues when she was about 15 months old that made me very scared to go to sleep because I was scared that something would happen while I was asleep and I wouldn't be there to look after her. So I didn't want to sleep. So I would not go to sleep, or I would doze, but I would be always listening. I was always too scared to go to sleep. And it wasn't until she was 5 when she went to school before she started sleeping more than 4 hours a night. She started sleeping 6 to 8 hours a night, but I still wasn't able, because my sleep had been broken for so long, I wasn't able to sleep.
So basically you programmed your brain, your mind not to sleep and be always switched on in case something happens to your daughter.
Yep, that's right. I wouldn't.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. And they did a sleep study, and in the 7.5 hours that I was in the sleep study, I woke up 27 times. So the minute that it even looked like I was going into some sort of deep sleep, I would jar myself awake. So I was that hypervigilant that I couldn't go to sleep, that it just completely destroyed my sleep pattern.
And that was going on for years, right? Like you said, 9 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you did the sleep study, what was the prognosis from the sleep expert that you saw that at the time?
They didn't really actually give me a lot. They said that I didn't have sleep apnea, I didn't have any of the actual medical conditions that they could do something about. They didn't, honestly, they didn't really give me anything. They just said, oh, look, you really need to get 8 to 12 hours sleep a night. but they really didn't give anything because there was no medication they could give, and I didn't have sleep apnea, so there wasn't any real medical intervention that they could do.
Well, one thing, I'm glad they didn't give you medication.
Yes.
Okay, so since we worked together, I worked with you last year, and we had only 2 sessions together, didn't we?
I think so, yeah. 2 or 3, it wasn't many at all. And I noticed changes after the first one.
Yes, I remember. Your face changed, something changed. And I'm not sure if you want to share this or not, feel free to not. You were telling me that something in the first session, something you shared with me, you couldn't share with anyone else. I mean, you did. I don't want you to share what it was exactly. I just want you to say that I remember talking to you and you said, I try to share this with other practitioners. That just nobody gets me. Like, how frustrating was that?
Oh, it was absolutely really, really difficult because I felt extremely tired, extremely overwhelmed. I run 3 different businesses. I've got 2 children and I'm not sleeping at night, and I do a whole lot of other stuff. And it was really frustrating. I went to so many doctors and said, you know, what's going on? I can't sleep. I'm blah, 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 blah. I'm always... and they would give, throwaway donut. Oh, you've probably got fibromyalgia. You're just going to have to learn to live with it. This is just something that, eventually will go away, or it won't, but you've just got to get used to it. And yeah, they had no answer. They couldn't give me a pill to make it go away, so they just kind of gave up.
Yes. Isn't that sad how that happens? And a lot of times people lose that hope in their recovery and in their, for the future healing the situation, because not a lot of people understand what's really going on. And I was so pleased that you reached out to me, and and I was so happy to help you. Now, did you want to maybe elaborate a little bit more on your experience working with me? I know we only saw each other 2 or 3 times, like you mentioned, but did you want to just say experience, what happened when we worked together?
Yeah, we did it on Zoom, and Sveti talked to me and really understood what was going on and why I felt like I was having sleep issues, and she really listened to everything that I said and seemed to understand and get the issues that I was having with my sleep and the long-term problem. And what I really liked was that you seemed like, oh yeah, that's fine, I can deal with this. You weren't worried by it. You seemed very, very confident that what you were going to do could work. I guess I wasn't so confident because I had tried so many different things and talked to so many different people and seen so many doctors and so many specialists, and everybody just kind of shrugged their shoulders. But you seemed like, yeah, nothing here that I can't deal with. And the first session, you told me to close my eyes and you talked through everything, and then you did what you do, which I think is some meditation type thing. And I remember sitting there going, oh my God, how is this going to work? I have no idea what this woman thinks she's doing, but I just trusted the process, and I did exactly what you said. And I remember a couple of times sort of opening one eye to go, are you still there? Is she really doing anything? And I couldn't believe the difference that it made. Even after that very first session, it made an amazing, it was like something in my brain just let go. Mm-hmm. That's the only way I can explain it, because obviously there was nothing physical stopping me from sleeping. It was very much something going on in my mind. And it was almost like whatever you did, my brain just went, all right, I'm done. Mm-hmm. I'm done with that. And I had such a good night's sleep that night. I remember telling you that it was one of the best night's sleeps I've ever had in such a long, long time. And it just got better from there. I had a couple of wobbles, and I remember before the second call that we had, I'd kind of gone good, and then it was like my brain had gone, oh, hang on a minute, that's not how we're supposed to, and tried to revert back. Mm-hmm. And then after the second session, it went back really quickly to, oh, okay, no, I'll let go, it's all right. And yeah, it's really, really helped.
Yes, yeah. I see this pattern in almost every person that I work with. The brain is so used to for years in that pattern that it, once you, like you said, let go of something, it tries to pull you back into it, into the old style of thinking, but then it's just going to have that solidifying session and it's done. I'm so glad. This is why I wake up in the morning. This is what I do, and this gives me, that buzz to help people this way that nobody else could help them, but this, right? Okay.
Yep. And I still have no idea what you did or how you did it or what really happened, but it, as I said, it really was just like my brain finally went, all right, I'm done. I can't do this anymore, and just went, all right, I can sleep.
Yeah, I find it hard to explain to people as well. I don't think this has an explanation as so much, unless I need to invent this explanation to this. I find it really difficult to explain to people what I do, and a lot of people come to me and say, well, tell me how you're going to fix my sleep. And I've said to them, all I want is to just trust the process. But people are like, oh, I don't know, I tried so many practitioners, but nobody does what I do in relation to sleep and to work this way. So I find it very difficult to explain, but you explained it a little bit more than what I could, because I am from the part of the practitioner and you are the person on the other side and accepting the treatment. So your words would probably explain more to the people who are in your situation better than explain to practitioner. If I was trying to explain this to practitioner, some would get it, some would not get it.
Yeah, it's definitely just about trusting the process. You're sitting there going, I don't know how this is going to work. This is what is going on here. How is this going to help me go to sleep at the night time? But if you trust the process and you just do it, it just works. And it's the only thing that ever has.
Exactly. Well, I'm so pleased. Is there anything else you would like to add, perhaps, for if somebody were to watch the session thinking, oh, I don't know what to do, I don't trust anybody. Is there anything else you could tell them?
The one thing I knew about working with you is that you weren't going to let me go. It wasn't like, oh, well, if I haven't fixed you in the first bloody 2 or 3 sessions, that's all we're going to do. That's what the program is. That's it. I always knew that, and I'm sure now, even if I clicked back for some reason, if something happened that triggered me back, I know that you've got me. I know that I could ring you and you would be there and you would take care of it and you would work it out. That you're not about just doing the work that somebody's paid for, and then you're actually, once you start working with somebody, you really take care of them and you really hold them and you have them there and you support them no matter what. And I think that's a really amazing thing. You really bring out that trust that it's okay, you've got me. I know that you're there if I need anything else.
Exactly. And
that's really, really important.
Yeah, that peace of mind, it's there.
Yeah.
Because we become a family. It's like... Yeah,
I'm not just a customer, I'm not just a number. You actually really, really care that I'm getting a really good night's sleep and you're not going to let me go until you know that that's what's happening for me.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad you feel this way. And this is true. I wouldn't just sit there, well, you paid me for this hour, go, see you later. I don't want to see you anymore until you pay me next. I didn't even give you, at the time, last year, I didn't even give you the number of sessions we're going to have. I just said, look, just work with me till your sleep is fixed. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate your time. And like you said, you always got me here. You're only a phone call away. Or a message away.
Yes.
And I hope you have a great night's sleep tonight. And I'll chat to you soon. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Renee. Bye-bye.
Bye.